What's up guys? Here in my hand I'm holding the Solana Seeker. This is the sequel to the 2023 Solana Sega. And last time people bought that phone because it had an $8,000 bonk airdrop associated with it. So when this phone came out, there was a huge rumor that there was going to be an even bigger airdrop for anyone who held it. I bought two of them. One of them I'm going to keep locked away forever. The other one I'm going to review and tell you my thoughts on. Okay, so let's start with the things I did enjoy about this phone. First of all, the battery was pretty great. I think I got 3 to 4 hours extra compared to my iPhone. Secondly, I like the SIM card slots. I like how it has two of them. So one of them is for personal, then the other one's for business. I pretty much enjoy the feel of the phone. I think I was using it naked the whole time with no case, but I like how smooth it is. The weight and the thickness is great. The tactile buttons are nice and clicky. Fingerprint placement was great on the side as well. Okay, so now let's take a look at some of the camera footage. The back camera is 108 megapixels. The front camera is supposedly 32 megapixels. Let's take a look. All right, and this is the front Android camera. I'm not going to be recording TikToks with this. All right, this is me using the back camera on the Solana Seeker. You turn the camera around so you can see what the non-human looks like. So there's my money tree. Let's try some zooming. Let's do the max zoom. Okay, that's kind of insane. This is 4.5x zoom. 2.9x zoom, 2x zoom. You can see it's very grainy. Maybe it'll show up differently on the screen, but this is very grainy. By the way, in case you're curious, the website that you can use to check the airdrop value of the Seeker phones is 2loot.com. As of recording this is the total value of what one of these phones has received, but there are more airdrops to be coming in the future. So everyone knows the big selling point about this thing is that it has its own wallet. When you first get the device, you go through a setup and it generates a wallet for you. Obviously, it's called a seed vault for a reason. So you get set up with the Solana wallets, and if you go into your NFTs, the first thing you'll see is you have the Seeker Genesis token. Now this is going to be what qualifies you for all the future airdrops. And this NFT is non-transferable, which means it is soul bound to the address that it lives in. You do have the option to send the NFT, but that's a really bad idea. You should not do that. You also get the option to set up a username under the .seeker domain. This is mine in case anyone wants to send me $1 million. And in terms of what goes on in this app, it's nothing special. You get your token selection, you get to see your activity, you get to see the market trends, and you get to buy synthetic stocks because those are available now on Solana. And you get the usual wallet information. You get to see your seed phrase and your backup keys. You get to generate additional wallets, all that kind of stuff. Now we head into the App Store, and it's broken down by categories. So there's DeFi trading, there's games, there's NFT stuff, there's content, DPIN, privacy, reading. I don't know how many users there are on these social apps. Frankly, I don't know if I would actually use most of these apps. I found myself only using the trading apps. Like I use Jupiter to buy a few tokens, and then I use the native wallet app to send some crypto. But besides that, I wasn't using any of these games or the DPIN stuff or the NFT marketplaces really. So in terms of using the apps, they don't really need their own apps. A lot of these end up being shortcuts to the web version. And here's what I mean. So if I go to the app for TARS, when I open the app, but it's also just opening the Brave browser. If I go here in the tab, you can see it's just running in the Brave browser. So this isn't actually a native crypto integration. It's not, the app isn't integrated to the seed vault at all in the phone. You're just running a web browser shortcut. The opposite is Marinade. So Marinade has a fully fledged app. They've built it out for the OS. And when you click to connect your wallet, you will see the cool seed vault UI pop up. So I've made two wallets. So I can connect this one or I can connect the second one. And once I do that, it'll ask for my fingerprint usually. That's it. So it's now auto detected my wallet and I can use the crypto app. Same thing with Jupiter. It's gonna ask me to authenticate and unlock my wallet, and it works pretty well. And I can see my portfolio, I can send crypto, I can look at trading information here, and I can do all the regular crypto stuff. However, one issue I've seen is that some of these apps will not auto detect the seed vault wallet. Here's what I mean. So if I go to Roam, this app is a DPIN app, I believe. So I have the option to sign in with my Google stuff or with my wallet, and it's not detecting my wallet at all. I can import my private keys, but I don't really want to do that. Or I can create a new wallet, which will just, generate a new set of private keys. And I don't think that even works. We could try another one here. Let's try Bondex. And I wish it just asked me to log in with my wallet. I don't like creating emails for every account, but that's the other thing, is that some of these still rely on your Web 2 logins. So they'll ask you for your Gmail info or to create an email account. Unfortunately, it is kind of common with these apps from what I've seen. And again, some of them won't even detect the seed vault wallet. I just tried to open this one and I don't have the option to log in with my seed vault. So I have to make an account with an email and do the traditional Web 2 stuff. So yeah, as you can see, the experience on the Solana App Store is not consistent. Some of the apps were not detecting the seed vault wallet that's onboarded here. Some of them were just using internet shortcuts and they didn't even build a full app. So not consistent, very clunky, and honestly, it's the biggest letdown about this whole experience because the device is supposed to, have this big Solana app store. It sounds amazing and it is smooth when it does work, but unless you're trading daily, then you won't care or really need these apps. Most of them are trading tools. If you need casual stuff like maps or banking or a normal news app, you're not going to find it on the Solana app store. And when you do find them, they're usually just cryptofied beyond the point of recognition. Like what I mean by that is if you had like a normal to-do app to write your to-do list, there will be some feature where it's like, earn our tokens by writing for 1 hour each day, write a list every day of what your to-do list is, and you can earn XP points and blah, blah, blah. And trying to launch a token. I think a lot of the best apps don't need crypto, and it's very rare when apps are improved when they do have crypto integrations. I mean, one more thing I have to say about this is the concept of generating your private keys on a phone is not very smart. I am of the belief that you should be very paranoid with your crypto, especially if you have a lot of it, because you could get hacked. There's so many different ways you could get hacked or attacked or your wallet get drained when you're connected to the internet. And I just don't think it's a very smart idea to have your hardware wallet or your main trustworthy wallet be connected to the internet, which for some people it might be this phone. You might put a bunch of money on this thing and you go to McDonald's, you connect it to the Wi-Fi and someone can drain your account. That can happen with internet connected wallets. So for that reason, I don't really think this is functional as a hardware wallet either, because it loses a lot of its capabilities when you're not connected to the internet. This kind of places the device in this awkward middle zone where it's not going to replace your daily driver. It's not outperforming other $500 Android phones in this category. It's much more of a collector's kind of novelty thing. If you've been in crypto for a long time, then maybe this will be worth money in the future because you are pretty early if you're using this thing. Solana's the only company that's released a crypto hardware wallet, and we don't know where it's going in the future, but it's a pretty cool internet artifact to have. And if you bought it because you want a collector's piece, then it's pretty cool. If you bought it because you want a big $8,000 airdrop, you might get it. If you bought this because you want to replace your Android or your iPhone, this is not the right choice. That's my honest review of this device for anyone who's considering getting one or is just curious. I will not be replacing my iPhone anytime soon, especially with the camera work on this thing. So yeah, drop a comment, give me your thoughts. Thanks for watching.